meditation helped a lot, and it was like gratefulness. And the other one was the act of forgiveness. If you can forgive them, because it's you're holding that within you.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Yeah, and then Roy, with the most important, one of the things that I want to stretch is just what you just covered about the relationships and to go out and network, because you said something really powerful. Everything is easy, and that is this type of mindset is what helped the entrepreneurs listening this broadcast to get to the success really fast. The thing is, like, let's think how nature works. Yeah, you don't see. The other day, an entrepreneur came to this podcast and asked me, Harry, what is the fastest way to reach from point A to point B? And I said the straight line. And he said, no, Harry, it's the path with less resistance. Think about the river. So everything is easy, meaning we have to be able to identify the path of less resistance in order to achieve our goals, and everything will become easy. Yeah, because think about nature, Roy. Yeah, you don't see the river try to fight and work hard to break the stone in the middle. So the river goes around, find an easy path, and continue the journey. Right? And sometimes in business, what we see is the entrepreneurs is fighting with that rock again and again and again. And then you hear the people say, well, don't give up, don't give up. Okay, you don't give up, but you have some time. Don't give up, but change your approach, because how many times have you seen a fly goes through a glass window? Yeah. It's not gonna give up, but it's not going through. This I can guarantee you. So the don't give up come with a caveat. Okay, don't give up, keep trying. But if you're trying and it's not working, you have to change your approach, and you have to find the path with less resistance, and everything becomes easy. But people think, Roy, that building a business is hard. People think that making a million is hard. People think that do a podcast is hard. People think that when I won a couple of competitions in Toastmasters as a speaker, people think that become a champion in Toastmasters is also hard. So what message do you have for people that think that everything, all the goals they want to achieve are hard?
It's hard if you put that on it. If that's your belief system, it's exactly what you've put out there.
You're already creating it. You're already creating
yeah.
it. You're already putting it on the space, right?
Yeah. And like even say with business, you're going to have curveballs. It's like no matter how just when you think everything is lining up, you get a curveball.
Oh,
it's
tell
how
me
you
about
react.
it. Oh my God, tell me about it. You see, this COVID thing, time to time, something is going well, it's picking up, and then COVID come, and you're like, what? What is this? What is this? We have our event company. We're doing events all over the world in different countries, Dubai, Singapore, all live event present with people trying, flying all over, and then this COVID thing comes. And I was doing a speaking tour in Peru. Yeah. We actually went there to do conference. Over 10,000 people waiting for us in different cities of Peru. And we did the first conference, the second one, and then the third one. They said, guys, you know what? You have two choices. You're going to be in a hotel here in Lima, or we're going to rent a big house in the outskirts of Lima. And we're going to bring all the speakers for the conference there. And we're going to put all of you in one house, because we cannot do conference anymore and we cannot fly out. I'm like, what? I got to stock 111 days in Peru. Don't get me wrong, but in Peru, uh, and people, this something I didn't even know that this existed, and people they were telling me after a month I'm in this Peru, and somebody tell me, Harry, you see, you use this Zoom, and you can reach to people. It's not same like live events, but Like just try it out and look at us now. You see, the we can it open the door for us to meet amazing people globally. Yeah. So but at the moment it feels so strange. Like we were doing conference live, in the stages from thousands of people, a lot of different countries, and all of the sudden something happened and you have to to restart again 360. And this happened in business. I mean, it's not the first time that happened to me. It's all market change all the time. Things change all the time. So it's about your response to change, right?
Yeah. Positive
Um,
attitude. Like you can look at everything, poor me, complain. That's not going to change the situation. You have to
blame
start
the
making a
government,
list.
blame the government about
Exactly.
COVID, blame this. I didn't even know. Look, my social media back in the day before COVID, um, I have very little following, honestly. I didn't even care. We were doing these talks. We are from a lot of people anyway. So what's the point of the social media? What's the point of having a podcast? No way. You see, I'm already in front of the audience. Who cares about this? Oh boy, did I get it wrong? So now I have over 250,000 followers in across all our social media doing this podcast and a new horizon open for me that I didn't even thought that was possible. And all because this incident happened. Okay, do you have to repurpose? Yes. Do you have to think positive? Yes. Did I start to blame the government or blame the whatever for what happened? I said, well, it seems that we need to learn new tools and we need to reach people in the other way because this situation doesn't seem that it's going to end up fast enough. And look, still, even for live events, I had done few, it's still very expensive to get people out of the house compared to how it was before. Before I do an event, wow, everybody go out of the house, you see, for a weekend and the whatever, and spend in a hotel doing a workshop, seminars, or conferences. It's not the case anymore. You have to be very, very good in order to grade a speaker, like you said. This is a great skill to have to become a speaker, to go to Tomas. I strongly recommend this. Yeah. Um, the but you have to raise your skills, and whatever happened to you is not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's how you embrace it. So why do you think, Roy, that because we are very good, you know what, are very good at getting angry. At getting angry, we are very good. And like this, we are all very good. We are getting angry. We are very good and being right. Okay, and being right. But at the end of the day, if we shift this paradigm and we think how right and be angry to be happy, and how start to blame everybody else for our situation and take responsibility for ourselves, and see the positive side of everything, I think that same person can have completely different life, right?
Absolutely. I mean, for me, one of the things, what are you grateful for? So when you get hit with these curveballs, if you're looking at all the poor me situation and all the doom and gloom, you'll attract that. Whereas if you start saying, hey, I love having my child give me a cuddle, I have food on the table, I have a roof over my head, you start looking at the positive. Because sometimes, whether it's the government, whether it's a business partner, whether whoever it is, and when you
Mhm.
can release that, and it's like, say, driving or whatever, I don't get upset. It's sometimes, yeah, you have to show your authority and stuff like that. But I don't react like I see other people. And when you don't react, you're in control. And also, time slows down and you get 10 times more done when you're in control.
On the honest truth, Roy, I agree, I understand 100% what you're saying. Yeah. And for me, at the moment as we speak, I am on the same level as you, that I don't react. Um, but I need to tell you that took a lot of work on my case. It didn't come easy. You see, because at the beginning, when you started your first business, you are starting the business, you are wearing all the hats, you see, So you're doing all these jobs and then nobody knows you. So you're trying to sell the product and the client want to pay you less. And then the supplier want to give you a product more expensive. And everybody's kind of pushing you around when you are doing a startup. And all this negative emotion get stored in your brain that even when my manager told me, okay, Harry, go home. We don't need you more in the office. We can run this business without you. I still have all this negative emotion. I was angry. I don't even why I should be angry. You see, I'm already sitting at home making money, but all this anger, all this emotional pain went to my brain. Um, until I don't start to work on myself and I start to release that emotional pain, and I think meditation. You know what worked for me very good? Walking. See, going for a walk um, helped me a lot. I'm playing tennis lately. It's also helping me a lot.
No,
But
sport.
but
Being
I'm
present
taking
with nature.
yeah, but exactly because of what I play tennis is there are trees around. It's amazing. It's in a park, so you have a lot of trees around. So it's fantastic. Uh, and I was talking with my friend yesterday playing tennis. I was saying this. You see, this is not only for our fitness; it's also for our mental health. It's amazing because all this emotion that could be stored, when you do meditate, when you do something that works for you that you really love, could be walking, could be play tennis, could be whatever. You release that. The problem, Roy, is that if this get stored and you don't find a channel to release it, you know what's gonna happen? Number one, you're gonna be angry. You're gonna be shouting to everyone. You're gonna shouting to team members. You're gonna be very aggressive with your client, with your supplier, with your family, with your relationship, with everyone. And then at this state of mind, this emotional pain will become a physical pain. And then you hear people, entrepreneurs there with £1 million in bank account, that they have heart attack, that they have a cancer. From this broadcast, we want all the entrepreneurs to be wealthy, happy, yeah, and healthy. But for that, it's very important that they take on board what you just shared, which is work on yourself, meditate, let the negative emotion go. So, Roy, in your journey as an entrepreneur, with, for example, look at you, you have a lot of 100 court cases. You see how much stress can give to a human being? So, how you find out that you have to find ways to deal with release these negative emotions so you can operate at the multiple or the optimal as an entrepreneur. um, what happened? How you realize this? What you said? Okay, I cannot. I had to deal with my mental health. I had to deal with my psychology. I'm responsible for that for this because sometimes people don't understand the type of we as an entrepreneur. We need to handle with more pressure than the rest of the world out there. Nobody understands why. It doesn't really matter. Only entrepreneurs understand why. At the end of the day, we're responsible for everybody. We're responsible for ourselves. We're responsible for our employees. We're responsible for the product. We are even responsible for the food that goes to that family, because sometimes the employee is the only person that brings the money to to that family. So the chain of responsibility that we have eh, is wider. That you have a job. You have a job. You're responsible for your own job, for your job description, and everything. So because we need to deal with more pressure, more emotions, or more stress, 10 times, 100 times more come to us that the rest of the people are out there. So when do you realize that you have to deal with this and you have to be responsible to manage it? I think that the stress never go. I mean, the stress, no, don't call it stress. I mean, if you're running a business, so things always happening and you have to deal with it. Yeah. And so but at the same time, you have to be able to let it go, to forgive, to go back to basics, because you can operate at the optimum. So when you realize that, hey, this is not only about making money. If I don't take responsibility about this business is gonna kill me.
Well, for me, my situation was a bit different because I had a load of properties. I kind of had a lot of businesses, and I was the president of a lot of companies. And I started putting more money when the crash happened. It kind of took a bit later coming across the pond. And what happened is I was like the small boy with a few investors. Some of them were worth 20 million and things like that. And we put syndicates together. I was building like 30 apartments. I'd, commercial on 2 acres and, 1,500 meter building. And I started putting money in when they were kind of getting in
Where,
trouble.
Roy, in Scotland or
This was in Poland,
in
but I
Poland?
had Irish investors that had
Okay.
invested. So that, like, I had moved to Poland at this stage. So I was putting in additional money. And then eventually they never got it right. And then my things started coming down. And what happened is because I was the president, when you have a limited liability company, you lose it and you go, wash your hands and you move on. In Poland, you're personally liable. So I was personally liable for about
Wow.
5 million euro. And
Wow.
and that's why I
That's
had
a
about
lot of
a
that is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, so I went
Wow.
through kind of fighting that, seen so much corruption with bailiffs bribing people in the room to buy the property themselves. They put up a screenshot pretending it was advertised properly, working, and
Wow.
that my whole mission from that journey was to expose it and fight it. But through that, one was the meditation, but the other is because whether it's a business person or government or whatever, there's times when it's so big, it's very hard to forgive because it's always in you. You feel the pain. You're
Hmm.
angered. They're not thinking of
It's
you.
so
Well,
difficult to let it go, especially when other people, when it's money from other people involved. Yeah. You
so the
take it kind of
secret, what
personally to you.
I
Yeah.
have, I have the secret. I know I can tell people
Tell us, tell us,
exactly
tell
how
us.
to. You bring the person that you have the hatred for back to the child. We have unconditional love for a child. And then you understand it was external circumstances made them become the person that they were, corrupt, evil, whatever it is. Because one, you don't know, did they have alcoholic parents? Did they have abusive parents?
Hmm.
Were their
Hmm.
parents working so hard that they took the eye off the ball and they left him hanging around or her hanging around with the wrong people? And when you do that, freedom comes and it's not with them, it's within you. You no longer wake up or think about it and you sleep like a baby.
And with that note, I want to thank you so much, Roy, for the podcast. Very briefly, if people want to know about more what you do, how can they find you? How this process work?
So everything is on roycollin.com. You find my 6 podcasts. If you're looking for a virtual assistant, I have that as well. All my businesses are on that.
Thank you so much, Roy. And for all of you following this broadcast on Unstoppable, 5 Step How to Make the First Million. See you in our next episode. How brave entrepreneurs like Roy break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.